Hey everybody, welcome to my YouTube channel. I'm Dr. Angel Storm. Thank you so much for joining me today. I am answering a question that was so good. By the way, if you don't follow me on Instagram, you should go follow me. I put up like little things in my stories that I want to engage you with so that you can ask me questions and I can produce content that really solves a need that's in your life and we can all move forward out of the narcissistic abuse fog together. So this question, so I had like a little ask me anything thing up in my Instagram stories, and somebody had asked me, I'm finding it really difficult to manage all of the things. So how do I prioritize my time? I know this person from my group coaching, so I knew a little bit about the situation already, which is that they just entered into family court. They're going through a divorce. They have children. There's children that they share, and the kids are homeschooled, and I believe there's 5 kids, and so it's there's a lot of moving parts um, in this person's life right now. So when you are, and this really speaks to your purpose, by the way, too. I want to do a whole month. February will be a whole month on your purpose and how to find that and things like that. But it really starts with understanding the season of life that you're in now. The season of life you're in now, we think of our purpose as like this overall grand um, theme that we're here to do, which is true. We all have a calling, we all have purpose, but we have many ways in which that purpose is expressed or fulfilled. And so if you don't understand what season of life you're in now, expecting to kind of reach this grand lofty thing, of whatever your overall calling is going to be impossible, because it all starts with one small step, right? So really take a look and understand what season of life you're in right now. If you've just started family court, or even if you're in the middle of family court, but you find yourself like reeling from the experiences that you're going through. So you can't quite keep up with all of the court filings. You find yourself very overwhelmed by the amount of things that your attorney is asking you to do, by the court appearances, maybe even by the way the decisions are coming out of the courtroom. You really need to take a look at what's a priority in your life for this season. Speaking from experience, when I went through this, I was used to having a very orderly, organized life. Um, you know, I went to the gym in the morning. I made sure that the nanny was able to get everything that she needed before I headed to work. I was at work for a certain period of time. I came home. I had a very set schedule, and I'm a very organized person. And so having the unpredictability of the narcissist, family court, all of those things added into my life was uh, overwhelming, to say the least, because I could not control any of those things that were happening. And I was really at the mercy of the system. And that's one of the things that I really want you to understand, is that once you're in the system, you're in the system. You're not getting out of this process until the family court situation is done. And that can take months, that could take years, and it really depends on how well you are doing during this case. How well you do directly affects how your case does. And by that I mean how well you're able to communicate to your attorneys about what is happening, how well you're able to pick an attorney for your case, how well you're able to pick third parties if you're able, such as a guardian ad litem, co-parenting counselor, things like this, and you can explain what is happening, how quickly you can get them to see and expose the narcissist behaviors. All of this has to do with how quick family court is done for you. And I say all of that to say, you need to understand this is going to upset your life, upset your schedule. And the best thing to do is to not fight against it. You're in the system. You are not getting out of it. Doesn't matter what you do. The best thing for you to do is to really accept, okay, I'm in this system. How can I best serve this season of my life? How can I How can I make this season of my life productive, fruitful, and help myself, my kids, my business, whatever it is that you have in your life, whatever it is that you have authority over in your life. How can I help those things to thrive during the middle of this? I understand it's a tragedy. I understand it's very traumatic. And especially if you're having to testify about things that have happened to you, specifically when you have been with a narcissist in that relationship, you're watching your children, be taken away from you for a period of time and going with this abusive parent. I understand all of that. All of those circumstances are happening. But what you need to understand is not fight against your reality. You first need to accept, this is my life, this is my reality. Okay? Because if you don't accept that, if you keep thinking the old way was your life, no, that's my life. This very organized, orderly, smooth running season that or lifestyle that I've always had, if you try to make it go into that season and go backwards into what you're used to, you're really going to be losing in your current season. So first of all, you really need to accept, hey, this is my life. This is the reality of my life. It's only for a season. It's not your lifestyle, but you do need to adjust to it. Okay? And what that really means is that you need to accept where you are and therefore draw up priorities for this season. What does that mean? If you're in family court, court stuff is going to have to be a priority for you. You are going to need to make every single court date. You are going to need to be able to adjust to a new time sharing schedule if that has already been established. If it has not been established, you need to prepare yourself for that to happen. What does that mean? What does that look like? You're going to need to have time blocked off each week to not only record everything that's happening, but also meet with your attorneys, meet with any of these third party people that I was just speaking of. If that's court mandated, usually there's some sort of like parenting class or like some kind of thing that you need to do for the court as well. You need to understand that there's going to be priorities coming from the court, coming from the system that you're now in, that are going to have deadlines, timelines attached to them. Even things like finding all of your financials. I mean, this can take hours of your time. And so what you need to do is to make a list of all of the priorities, anticipate what's going to be required of you. I can tell you right now, financials are a non-negotiable. Every single state, every single county in every single state is going to require that. So if you can do it right now, go get, 3 years of all of your past bank records for every single bank account that you have, your 401ks, all of your retirement stuff, debts that you have. So credit cards, houses, cars, boats, whatever. Student loans, any type of thing like this. If you have other children from a previous relationship, you're going to have to produce that custody order as well as a child support order or alimony support order for that previous relationship and or child. You're going to need to have some of these things on hand. So if you can already set up some time in your schedule to, let's say, work for an hour on getting all of that stuff set up and collected, put it into a Google Drive, put it into the AirCloud or whatever Apple people use. Get a system set up where you've already, where it's easy for you to file and manage and organize all of this information that's going to be asked for. So, number one, figure out what's going to be a priority. Obviously, court stuff is going to be a priority, okay? And underneath that, think about how much time you're going to need. If you haven't been tracking all of your conversations with a narcissist, you need to start doing that. I recommend to my clients to set up a new email address that only the narcissist and court stuff goes to. So you aren't overwhelmed, especially when you first start out with the court system. It can be very overwhelming and jarring to have constant nonstop texts, phone calls, emails, whatever, from the narcissist. And one of the things that I encourage my clients to do as well is to get a third-party app such as Talking Parents or Our Family Wizard, because that way none of these messages can be manipulated, and you actually have to go into the app in order to read the message, which both tracks when the narcissist is reading your messages so that they can't say they never got it or whatever. But also, it's so that you can control when you actually get a message from them. You don't have to have anxiety when you open up your email wondering if you got an email from them. No, it's when you go into the app, you can see, okay, I have a message from them. So prioritize and organize. The third thing that I would recommend is understand that you need to adjust to this season. Things that have been not an issue for you in the past, or maybe they have been an issue for you in the past, but it was easy to ignore these things, are going to come to the surface real quick in this season. If you are feeling out of control, overwhelmed, anxious all of the time, depressed, you're having eating issues, any of these things speak to something that is upsetting homeostasis, whether that's in your body, whether it's in your soul, your mind, your will, your emotions, in your spirit, in your relationships, in your finances, whatever. Something is upsetting, something or many things are upsetting homeostasis, meaning you are not able to continue life in the same manner with the same ease that you did in the past. In order to regulate that, you need to adjust. So you need to start doing things that maybe you got away with not ever doing before. Maybe you never ever went on a 30-minute walk every day. Maybe you never ever meditated before. Maybe whatever. These things are actually priorities. These are not being selfish. This is not like a nice thing to have. This is an absolute necessity. You must be able to regulate yourself. I cannot stress that enough. You need to show that not only you need to demonstrate that to the court, but you actually need to be able to do it, because everything that's ever for show has a weakness to it and can be exposed. But when the foundation is stripped bare, everybody can see what's actually there. So actually get this into your life. You need to be able to regulate your emotions. You need to be able to regulate your thoughts. You need to be able to regulate the way that you respond and do not react to certain questions and situations with a narcissist. You need to be able to communicate effectively. All of these things are completely impossible if you are wondering, I got to get back and make dinner. The house isn't clean. The kids need help with their homework. You have a million other things going on. You're in the fog of, the family court system. Maybe you haven't even recovered yet from all of the abuse that you've endured with the narcissist when you were in the relationship. You need to process those things first, okay? Processing what has happened to you during your relationship with the narcissist is way more important than, did the kids get their 4 servings of vegetables today? Okay, I'm not telling you to neglect feeding your children. I'm telling you that you need to prioritize. So you need to get organized very quickly so that you can free up time to prioritize your mental, emotional, and physical health. This is a non-negotiable. If you do not do this, everything else doesn't matter. You could be the most organized person. You could have all of the evidence that you would ever need. You could have best communication skills. But if you are not okay emotionally and mentally, all of that stuff doesn't matter. It actually makes you look like a crazy person, and chances are the narcissist is already accusing you of being a crazy person, and you are literally feeding right on into their narrative. They've set you up to fail. You've set yourself up to fail. You need to prioritize these things. So my suggestion, this is a longer video. I really hope you guys are getting stuff out of this video. I like to do bite-sized chunks of information so that you guys can actually do what I'm talking about in the video and apply it. This is a lot of information, so I hope you're taking notes, and I hope you're really listening to what I'm saying, because this will make or break your case. Okay. It does not matter how much evidence you have, organization skills you have, if you cannot keep it together. Okay. You need to make sure that the foundation of who you are, your identity, is solid, is secure in this season, because the way that you come off to the third party people and to the judge, and quite honestly to your attorney and the opposing counsel, is really going to make or break your case. So in this new season that you're in, you need to embrace it. You need to accept, this is my life. So things that I normally would do, maybe you can't do those things anymore. Maybe you were local, organic, home cooked meal, every single thing, every single time, nothing in a package type of a person. I love it. I respect it. I do that myself the majority of my life. But in this season, maybe you need to say, okay, you know what? I'm ordering out twice a week, or I'm meal prepping instead of doing stuff fresh every single night. And here is how I'm going to meal prep. Sunday is going to be my meal prep day. Monday, I'm going to, cook double what I would normally cook for dinner. And then that way I'll have 2 extra meals already pre-made throughout the rest of the week. Whatever will work for you, you need to sit down and really assess, like, how much bandwidth do I actually have. Another thing that people neglect is not telling people sooner than they should. This is a fine line, and I want to make this very clear. You cannot tell all of the people about what you're going through. Your neutral friends, your mutual friends that you have with the narcissist, do not tell these people. You need to choose people who are very wise, who are truly in your corner, who are on your side, undoubtedly. Okay, undoubtedly on your side. Um, and you need to get them together and let them know, hey, this is what I'm going through. This is what I'm entering into. And here are some ways that you can help me. Number one, and assign people to these activities. Don't just like leave it open-ended, right? Like, hey, I need help with these general things. No, I need help. Here is the specifics. Who wants to do it? That's the way it needs to be organized. So meals can be one of them. Hey, it would be really helpful if somebody could drop off a casserole once a week or once every other week. Is there anybody who feels like they could handle doing that for, 2 months while I kind of get into the swing of this new routine? Be open with them. What is your new routine? Maybe you need an accountability partner to walk with you every day. Maybe you need to set up a time to meet with your pastor one time a week, or, get a mental health counselor that you see twice a week. Whatever it is, you need to tell them, I need help finding a therapist. Can you guys help me find one? Can you send me your recommendations so that I can get started on this? Who wants to commit to praying for me, for my kids, for my case every single Monday? Who can get together and pray with me for 30 minutes, 40 minutes, whatever, 15 minutes? Okay, doing something is better than doing nothing. Do not get overwhelmed. Get a schedule together. Get it together. Get your group of people together. Get your tribe together. It's time to close ranks. It is time to get a schedule together. It is time to do the schedule. And it is time to really invest in yourself. Who am I during this thing? All of these things are being shaken in my life, but who can I say I am? Who can I say, at the end of the day, win or lose, regardless of the outcome of this case, who am I? Who am I if I don't have my kids? Who am I if I am not a wife or a husband? If I don't have that nuclear family around me anymore? If I have to sell my business to pay for my divorce? If I have whatever the thing is that you are going through right now, if you lose that thing, who are you? Do you know who you are? Do you have an identity? Do you have a purpose? You need to. You need to know what that is. And by the way, yes, you do. You have an identity. You have a purpose outside of those things. You need to know what it is. And really get people around you who can support you, who can walk through this with you. People who can say to you, you know what, I don't understand how this is possible, why you're going through this, why it's taking so long. I don't understand the ins and the outs of this, but I do know you. I know that this is who you are. I know that these things are part of who you are. I know that these traits define your character, and I stand by you in whatever it is you need. Get a list together. If there is an emergency situation, who of you are truly okay with getting a call in the middle of the night if I need something done? Who of you know a good babysitter if I really need to drop my kids off for 2 hours while I go and take an emergency call with my attorney? You need to get these lists together. When a crisis comes, what you want to be able to do is say, oh yeah, I know how to handle that. Here are some people that have already volunteered that I can call on. I have a tribe of people who are in my corner who support me, and they're ready to help me with this. You don't want to wait until you need something to figure out what it is that you need, right? This is like not recognizing that you need food and then going 3 weeks without food and being like, I can't figure out what the problem is. Well, maybe it's because you need food. You a lot of needs can be anticipated if you have the right people. Do it right the first time is my point here. Get a coach. I know I'm a coach. I know that I'm a narcissistic abuse recovery coach and that this is what I do. I don't mean me. Okay, maybe your coach is somebody else, but you need somebody who has gone through this process already to help walk you through it. Okay, if I am moving across the country and let's say I don't have a GPS, I'm going to need a GPS. A coach is a GPS. They've already walked that route. They've already helped a lot of other people walk that route, and they know how to help you. They know how to help you anticipate what is coming. They know how to help you manage whatever is already on your plate. And not only that, a good coach is not just helping you manage and stay down here. A good coach is helping you thrive in the middle of this chaos, in the middle of this uncertainty. A good coach will do that. They will show you exactly where you need to go to put all of this underneath you and help you take it as fertilizer for your growth. This stuff should be helping you thrive, and that's the truth. I will not accept anything less from my clients. I'm not just trying to help my clients survive it, and once it's done, then they can go set up their lives. No, you're figuring it out right now. You're figuring it out right this second. This is your life. You don't have, I'm not going to say to you, it's okay for you to wait, for 5 months, 5 years until this thing is done, and then you can get started living your life. Every day you're living your life. You just need to know how to partner with the season that you're in so that this season doesn't crush you. It actually elevates you. But you can only do that if you know how to anticipate when the boulders are going to fall, when the dirt is going to try to get piled up on you, and how to avoid having it swallow you. A lot of people come to me already buried underneath all of this stuff, and they need help digging themselves out of it. It's no problem. We can do that. But that's not where I'm leaving you. I'm not just going to leave you like, okay, good, you're out of your hole. Now go on your way. No, a good coach teaches you how to not only get out of that space, but also how to use the next crisis of whatever it is that the narcissist has for you as a way that will elevate you, as a way that will propel you. You should be able to thrive in the middle of this season. Organizing your time and delineating your priorities is really going to help you decide, like, you know what? I can't clean my house as good as it used to. What I can do is spend 30 minutes every Tuesday morning doing it, and then I'll see if I can get a group of people together to help me do a deep clean once a month, or I'm going to hire somebody to do it for me once a week, or whatever your budget and schedule allow. But you really need to think about, how do I spend my time now? How am I going to free up time so that I can accommodate the new season, the new schedule, and do it well? I need to prioritize myself. I need to prioritize every single court date, every single court order, every single thing that's going on. I need to make sure that I'm totally present for. So how do I do that? You have to go through and take an inventory of where you spend your time now, or where you spent it in the past season, and see where you can give and take from that. I understand you don't want to. You don't want to have to give up cooking your kids a healthy meal every single night. I got it. I understand you don't want to do that. I'm saying for this season. I'm not saying forever. I'm saying for this season, you need to learn how to prioritize different things. Their mental health is important. Your kids are going to survive if you order them takeout twice a week instead of cooking them a home cooked meal, okay? What's more important is that you use this season as an opportunity to grow their emotional health, their mental health, and their personal boundaries, their personal direction in life. Their personal development is just as important, and it requires you being in a place to not just teach them how to do that, but show them. You need to be able to demonstrate everything that you are teaching your kids. And this is going to be a learning experience for all of you. You guys are all in it together. So those are my suggestions. You can take them or leave them on how to get ready for this season of your life. If you have just started family court, or if you are in the middle of family court, so you have not had your trial yet, you haven't had psych evals, or maybe you have had some, but maybe there was family court is so can be so all over the place. So let's say you had a first round of psych evals and you've had your initial or second or third interviews with the guardian ad litem or whatever, but you're nowhere near trial, right? You need to make sure that all of these things are done, that you are in full optimal state of mental, emotional, and physical health so that this case reflects that. Okay, so you guys, that's what I have for you. If you haven't already, be sure to subscribe to my channel below and turn on the little bell so that you can be notified whenever I upload a new video to this channel. And just as a reminder, I have new videos out every single Friday. And if you don't already, go follow me on Instagram, and make sure you check out my stories every day where I have lots of different tips, tricks, quotes, videos, promotions, and ways to engage with me directly. And I will see you next time.